Ever wonder how artists go from unknown to unforgettable? The University of Arts and Design just launched How Artists Become Known. It's a free seminar series, and we're starting with Van Gogh. Watch now at uad.education. Welcome to the Make and Design podcast. I'm Carina Gardner, and today I want to talk about fresh starts. I think there is nothing more powerful than beginnings and endings. And I've talked about this before, but I think it's been a long time since I've talked about it on our Make and Design podcast. And so I thought I would touch on it today because I am looking forward to some fresh starts. And one of the things I think I really love about owning a university is the fact that there is a fresh start that happens every single semester. In September, when we start our fall semester, that definitely feels like the beginning of something new. A lot of students are coming back to school for the first time, and it feels like this incredibly fresh start and this hopeful beginning of what they are about to accomplish. And then, of course, we have January. And January, we do start our spring semester. So as a university, we have a fresh start. There's like this new, wave of things that we're doing. And more than that, it's the start of a new year. And so that ends up being this incredible time to reevaluate our goals, figure out what we're going to do for that coming year, our prospects. And it's just a fun time to figure out, where our life is going to be headed. And then we have a summer semester that starts in May. And for us, that's a fresh start in terms of here's the summer. It feels like a whole new season. There's new things going on. I do live somewhere. I'm in Utah and I grew up in Tennessee, that there are seasons. And I do appreciate that because that really helps me with feeling like, okay, we're starting something new. The season has changed. It's springtime or it's summertime or it's going to be fall. And so I get this feeling of excitement. I have a change in clothing and wardrobe, and I'm just thinking about all the fun, new, fresh things that are ready for me. If you're feeling a little bit down in the dumps, if you're feeling a little bit like, just like the drudgery of everything, might I suggest finding a way to build a fresh start for yourself? And the cool thing about the idea of a fresh start is that it can be completely and totally made up. I mean, for example, who made up this whole thing where a beginning of the semester begins in September or January or May, right? Like who came up with that? Just is something that happens every year. Kids start school in August or September, and that's like a new start. And everyone gets excited about it. And we buy new backpacks for our kids and new crayons and folders and coloring supplies. The last couple of years, I've sent kids off to college, and we have taken those kids to college and gotten them, a new rug for their bathroom or a TV for their room or whatever it is. And it just feels like this exciting new time. And I was thinking about how can we regenerate that for us as designers, as business owners, when we get a little bit down and in the dumps. And not even in the dumps, but you guys know what I'm talking about, where things kind of feel like they aren't changing. They're just the same. It's feeling like over and over and over again. I had a lot of that, especially in my years of just building my design business, where every week it was the same thing. I made my 10, my 20 products. I uploaded them to my shop. And I was like, after a few months of that, I'd be like, I need to change things up. So what would I do? I would try to figure out a new, fresh start. And one of the ways I did that, and this is a nice little trick for those of you who are getting a little bored, is I'd find a new shop. And so that would feel like a fresh start. I would be like, okay, new shop, new owner I'm working with, new products that I get to create, and let's try something new. I also did this, I remember several years back, before I did a lot of font design, I noticed that there was a font trend, and I decided I was going to learn font software. I did this in October, so it's not typically what I would consider like a fresh start time, but it felt like a fresh start. I took off a week And I decided I was going to learn how to use this software. I was going to learn how to design this correctly. I was going to build myself organizational and operation systems to make it work. And it felt like this reset week. And I think the idea of a reset week is a really interesting thing because it allows you to take a whole week to be like, what is it that I'm going to do? And I can implement all the things that happen in a fresh start. Okay, so think about a fresh start. Most fresh starts begin first with a mindset change of some sort. Like we're making a transition. So from summer to school, right? From summer to autumn, that's a fresh start. We're starting something brand new. There's usually new people, new environment, or new events. Now, if you are struggling to manufacture those, there are things you can do for that. Like, for example, I am holding a mastermind retreat in November for my designers who wanted to come to this. And I literally decided to do it because I knew it would help give them a fresh start in thinking about the 2027 year. And it's a change of environment, right? So the goal is to change your environment because when we change our environment, we change our mindset. It's more likely, it's easier to think differently when we change our environment. So that's really what I was trying to do there. And so for you, you might have to manufacture it. Now, if you can't go to a retreat, right, you can change where you do your work, right? So if you always work in your office, maybe you move to your living room, right? Or maybe you go to the library, or maybe you go to a coffee shop. Maybe you rent a workspace in your town for a month and just move to that different workspace. But changing your environment and meeting new people, those are things that will really help you with the fresh start feeling. It will give you a different outlook on what you're trying to do. Finally, maybe my favorite part of a fresh start is often there are new objects. And when I say new objects, think about a new year when you are starting school. So my kids usually would get a new backpack and they would get some crayons or pencils or pens, whatever, just like a few new items. So for you in this fresh start, this might be the easiest thing to accomplish. You can call it girl math if you want to, but I will get something new. It will be a new journal, a new notebook, a new pen, a new sketchbook, something that will indicate this is a new, fresh start. And I think that especially where we're at in the year right now, if you have not started this new, fresh start, I would encourage you to figure out how to make that happen for yourself. And I would use the tools I've just talked about to make it feel like a truly fresh start. Take the time to do it. Give yourself the time and energy to do it. Enroll in something new. You know, part of the reason we have a university is it does feel like a fresh start. You're meeting new people. You're in a new online environment. Yeah, you're not in a new physical environment, but you're in a brand new online environment, meeting new people, which is pretty incredible. Maybe you're buying new software, new books for your classes. There are things that happen in what we call like forced transition, which is essentially what a fresh start is. It is forced transition. If you're like, well, I just tried a fresh start and it didn't work for me, it's because you didn't do all of these things, right? It wasn't a true fresh start because you were like, I'm just going to do a fresh start. And then you went back into your office the next day. You did the same things you always did. And it didn't feel like anything new. New notebook, guys, new sketchbook, new environment, new people. These indicate and create fresh starts so that we can have new mindset, learn new things, right? And that's what I really love about a great fresh start. And whether you are starting your design business or you're thinking about just, where you want to head to, I can tell you that the fresh start means everything, and you can replicate it and create it for yourself anytime. So you might need a fresh start in October or November. Maybe you need one in April. It doesn't matter when. The point is to do it and revitalize yourself, motivate yourself for doing something really good and getting excited for it. Want to hang out more? Go to designsweetcourses.com/free to get our weekly freebies and patterns, die cut files, and more. Can't wait to see you there. I have a gift for you. My third book, The Intentional Design Year, is out, and I want to give you access to read it. To get the digital copy for 1 month for free, go to www.designsweetcourses.com/intentional. Make sure and do the www. Because for some reason, that's the only way it will work. Anyway, this will get you free access to read the book for an entire month. If you love it, you can always go to Amazon and get the whole book plus the prompt journal.